What's up, everybody? It's the Best Spot Kids Move, and I'm back with a video. Now that PlayStation is playing nice, and they're going to be porting Helldivers to the Xbox consoles, Xbox Series X and S, and they're using their own in-house studios, Nixus, their in-house porting studio, Nixus, to do that job. Which is, they're publishing a game, and they're also using their internal studio to port it. The same people that ported their games to PC is now porting their games to Xbox consoles, and I think this will be the trend. I know people say, "Well, Helldivers it's a games as a service." They're thinking multi-platform with games as a service, but we gotta look at it for what it is. You know what I mean? We've seen Xbox do things, and we see them try to be careful with their language till they went all in, and we see PlayStation slowly start to follow in the footsteps, but at their own pace, so that their their console is still reaping the full benefits. So I'm going to say this video is literally about the PlayStation games I want to see on Xbox. And no, you know what I mean? The saddest thing for Xbox is that the trinity of Xbox, Halo, Gears, and Forza are making its way over the PlayStation. Now, honestly, I don't even want all that in terms of, as an Xbox fan playing PlayStation IP. I just really, a lot of this list is going to be games I've either always clamored for or games that I wouldn't like to try. Some of these things probably should have been on the platform anyway, while others is a little bit of a stretch. So first and foremost, where I'm definitely, and I said this ever since this game revealed, I think in 2016, I believe that Spider-Man, Marvel Spider-Man, the remastered version, should make its way to Xbox. It's like the only single player, IP from PlayStation, right? That I feel like it's because of the IP, the Spider-Man IP. It should just give it, it should just bring it over, man. It's a global IP. So outside of that, outside of the game, Spider-Man, I don't feel like holds any ties to PlayStation. The character is like global, and I think this is a game they could bring over. It's free money now, and I'm telling you this, like, these games I want to come to Xbox, they don't have to come to Game Pass. I don't think these games need to come to Game Pass, because I feel like when these games start to come over to Xbox, and majority of the Xbox users are on Game Pass, I do think it frees up money for them to go ahead and buy these games, to buy, like, let's say a Spider-Man, a Helldivers, should it come to the platform. And I think they should, release Spider-Man and Miles Morales as like some sort of, like, bundle, sell that bad boy for $60. Sell it for $60. You can do it. $60, $70. You can do that. And I know this sounds ridiculous coming from me, like the port begging, but hey, the floodgates are open. Xbox is already giving PlayStation all of its games, and PlayStation has already been supporting us with MLB The Show for the last 4 years. They've allowed Death Stranding to make its way over. Final Fantasy, even though I know they don't own Final Fantasy, but these were like long exclusive, and Helldivers, I think PlayStation fully owns the publishing rights to this game. This was up to them to go ahead and port. They have the publishing arm, they have the porting arm. So yes, let's make Spider-Man remastered. You notice I'm not saying Spider-Man 2. I don't care whether they put Spider-Man 2 or not, but it's really the first game in Miles Morales where I would say, come on, hey, I don't even got to get Miles Morales, but it would be a nice touch. Spider-Man 2018, definitely worth an addition, man. So I think another game I would like to see from the PlayStation arm, that honestly probably should become, I mean, it only, personally, I feel like it only makes sense, because it was supposed to be multi-plat anyway, and that game is Stellar Blade. I think Stellar Blade will probably make the port. I think they already released it on PC. I think Shift Up did the port. This is just, I guess, a permission thing. So my thing is, why put your own Helldivers there, but not Stellar Blade? Stellar Blade is probably sold whatever it's going to sell. Now it's flourishing on PC, probably going to sell better on PC than it did on PlayStation. And I think this could be, I mean, honestly, they probably have a working demo on Xbox because this was developed with the Xbox One in mind you, in PS4. I think they should go ahead and do it. You know what I mean? It's why not? Why not? They should go ahead and put Stellar Blade onto the Xbox Series X and S. There will be a nice one. PlayStation doesn't lose anything here. They're the publisher of the game, but they don't. I don't believe they own the IP. They didn't develop this game from an internal studio, and I think it would be best for both PlayStation itself and the developers to extract a little bit more sales out of this game. I don't think it's going to be a big seller on Xbox, but why not? Why not give this game as much exposure as it really needs? If you ask me, again, I played the demo Stellar Blade. I did not buy the game. I could potentially buy it on PC, but if there's a chance that this game launches or could launch on Xbox, I might just hold off for the Xbox. And the other game, which I think, the thing is, I shouldn't expected this, but only because they decided to release this day and date on the Nintendo Switch, then it's like, and left out the Xbox. And I still believe, I do believe that Lego Horizon Adventures is coming to the Xbox this year. I do think that happens before the holiday. I think PlayStation ended up, before the year is up, I think PlayStation ended up delivering maybe 3 games for Xbox this year, with Lego Horizon Adventures being that game. I think Studio Gobo is probably handling most of the development here. I played a little bit on PS5. I got this game for my son for like Christmas, I think, and I was having fun with it. And I would definitely play this on Xbox. Right now, this game is available on PC, Nintendo Switch, and PS5, and I don't know if it's on the PS4, but this is one of those things where you already launched it as a multi-platform. You released this game as a regular multi-platform. Yes, this is a Horizon IP, a game that they've been trying to push heavily, but you already released this game as a multi-platform, and I just feel like out of spite they kept Xbox off. But maybe PlayStation didn't know Microsoft true plans, their multi-platform plans, and maybe they wouldn't have held it off had they known they were going to get a whole slate of Xbox games in the following year from their biggest releases, Gears of War, Forza Horizon. They didn't withhold like any of Bethesda's IPs. They're getting they're for sure getting all the other games. I think every game that was announced at the showcase, majority of them was announced for PlayStation. So and I think had they known that was the case, this would have launched like last year on Xbox. So I do think we get this game this year. It's crazy. August is a crazy heavy month for both Xbox and PlayStation. It's a lot of remasters and remakes coming out, but it's also the month that Xbox is getting a lot of games that were timed exclusive to PlayStation. We're finally getting Black Myth Wukong in August. Still, I don't think I'll be playing that game whatsoever. But and then we're getting of course Helldivers 2, which is the reason why this video exists. Now again, the other games that I think belong there, obviously Silent Hill 2. I would say the remake, and I think personally that comes to Xbox. I think it will come to Xbox this year. I don't know how long of an exclusive deal Sony has signed on for that game. I mean, I think it would be nuts to sign for anything over a year. If the game is coming, I think is due this October. Tokyo Game Show. I forget when Silent Hill came out for PS5, but Tokyo Game Show is in September. So I expect an announcement there. It probably comes out, I want to say before Halloween. I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. Now I'm going to say the next game I would like to see PlayStation bring over to Xbox. And I'm going to say it's going to be Days Gone remastered. I say they should bring this one over because I feel like the developers has always been like very spiteful regarding this release and the reception of this game. It's I personally like I played a little bit of Days Gone. I did get kind of bored with it, but if PlayStation's going to be remastering games that aren't that old, it's like, what are you remastering it just to re-release it on platforms they already exist on? Like, think about it. They're re-releasing games for platforms that they already exist on. These re-releases, these remakes, these remasters don't need to exist if you're only reselling them to PlayStation and PC customers who already had these games to begin with. So Days Gone, like I said, if you want to add some life, if you want to extract some more sales out of Days Gone, if it's already in, I think it's in PlayStation subscription service, bro. Even get some free Game Pass money, bro. Bring this over to Xbox. The work is already done. Bring it over to Xbox. This is literally a PS4 game. It'll be fine on the Series X, Series S, whatever. Bring Days Gone over to Xbox. It's your least celebrated new IP. You know what I mean? It has a niche fan base. Maybe you gain life there. See how it sells over on the Xbox. See how it does. See what the reception's like. Maybe you breathe new life into it, and maybe you greenlight another Days Gone after that. In my opinion, now we're going to get into the wishful thinking. The wishful thinking titles that I think. Now, I think I said on X, like I would like to see Returnal. I think Returnal could probably make its way over to Xbox. I mean, it is what it is. But I think the only other game that I would say, this is a wishful thinking. I'm not asking for Ratchet and Clank. I don't want to play Ratchet and Clank on Xbox. I'll tell you that. I don't want to play Horizon Forbidden West on Xbox either. And I don't care to play God of War or Spider-Man 2. I don't care to play Uncharted on Xbox. I'm not asking for you got your Trojan horses, right? But I will ask for Horizon Zero Dawn. And I'm showing off the wrong game, but not just any old Horizon Zero Dawn. I need Horizon Zero Dawn remastered. There is no reason for this game to exist, honestly. No reason at all for this game to exist. This is a remastered version that they released. Now, mind you, when the PS5 came out, so when the first Zero Dawn came out in 2017, I forget what year. I think it was 2020. That they ported it to the PC, and then when the PS5 came out, Zero Dawn I think got updated to 60 FPS. Like, bro, what more can you ask for? The game already was gorgeous. It was at the PS4 Pro settings at 60 FPS. It was already gorgeous. You didn't need to do anything else. Now they updated the graphics for the remastered to, I guess, match Forbidden West's visual style. And again, I don't think it was necessary. But you did it, and you released it for platforms that it had already existed on. So I don't know what that meant for sales. I don't know if it sold a whole lot, but I tell you where this could actually sell. I think a Zero Dawn remastered would sell on Xbox, and the work is already done. Nix's did the port. Nix's did the port of the remaster. This is the only true to life PlayStation IP that, like I said, has no business being on an Xbox. But I would go ahead and buy whatever edition you want for the Xbox. Yes, I've owned Zero Dawn on PS5. I own Zero Dawn. I think the original and the remaster. I didn't beat the remaster yet because the thing is, it's like it was the visual fidelity. I think I bought it for the PS5 Pro, and I was like, all right, this game probably looks exactly like this on the PS5. Sure enough, I booted it up and it looked like that on the PS5, and it has a performance mode and whatnot. And I was like, all right, but I wasn't in a rush to complete the game for the simple fact that I already beat the game. But the thing is, though, this was another thing that PlayStation already the game already existed on PC and on PS5 and on PS4. So the why remaster a game to sell it to the same audience? You were not gathering a new audience from this game. You were not. So if PlayStation wants to truly toy around and make it even, like for what PlayStation is getting from Xbox, they've gotten Forza Horizon 5, they've gotten Sea of Thieves, they've gotten Grounded, they've gotten Pentiment, they've gotten Hi-Fi Rush, they're getting Gears of War, they're getting I'm not counting Doom and stuff like that because that's been multi-plat before then. So they're getting Hellblade 2. What's another game? And they're getting the Outer Worlds. They're getting the Outer Worlds too. That one didn't have to be a multi-platform game, considering it was announced as an exclusive. Is there another game that's coming out? Xbox is putting out a bunch of games this year. Yeah, so they're getting 8 games. I've only asked for Spider-Man Remaster, Stellar Blade, Lego Horizon Adventures, and Horizon Zero Dawn Remastered. I feel like I asked for one more. Days Gone. I asked for 5. So yeah, you call me a port beggar. Don't care. It's only now a fair request now that PlayStation has formally opened up the possibility by letting a game that's a non-licensed, non-serviceable game that really has no outside interference. So MLB The Show, y'all blamed MLB, but PlayStation has retained the publishing rights and is still publishing that game on Xbox. When it came to Death Stranding, Kojima bought back his IP, or he retained the IP, Death Stranding IP, which allowed him to release it wherever he so pleases. Right. What is another game that's essentially has from the PlayStation arm that we're possibly missing? I feel like there's another game, but man, like, I know it is what it is, man. Like, this is what I wanted. You know what I mean? I've said countless times, if Xbox is going to give PlayStation all these games, man, in order for it not to obliterate the brand or make it such a toxic environment, PlayStation would have to start bringing games over to Xbox. Once you do that, it neutralizes the whole situation, and we can all go out our day and just play our games on our primary platform. Everybody sells, everybody wins. Like, it is what it is. That's how I have to look at it. But when one he's doing it, it looks like a dead platform, and the other one looks like the ultimate hero. At this point, what is there to argue about? You know what I mean? What is there really to like debate about? So these are the games I want to see, PlayStation games I want to see on Xbox. What PlayStation games you want to see on Xbox? Now, mind you, I left off like, the Bloodborns and the God of Wars and even Last of Us, because honestly, I really have I have no really desire. Those are great games. I just have no desire to play them on an Xbox. The games I mentioned, and these are personal. These aren't me speaking for the Xbox fan base. These are just personal games I have slight interest in or somewhat interest in that I would probably would likely play and enjoy on the Xbox if I can unlock some Xbox achievement. And just, I guess, curious to see. I want to see how they would look and run on Xbox personally. You know how some games they just been holding to a platform, like Helldivers 2 look like it can run anywhere. It didn't seem like, all right, this is like a PlayStation S title. You know what I mean? But Horizon Zero Dawn and Spider-Man, at least the way that they bake it, you want to see how that would transition on a platform that is in that is an Xbox. So guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'll be back with another video later. As always, Xbox is the best box. I am the best box. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. I'm out of here. Peace.